Welcome back. Energy sector achievements in the year 2022. Egypt has made remarkable progress in the international renewable energy indicators, advancing 5 places in the climate change index, ranked 21st in the year 2022 compared to 26 in the year 2014, as well as 13 places in the index of the most attractive countries in the renewable energy sector, where it finished 26 in May 2022. And to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have this phono with our guest, Engineer Salah Hafiz, Vice President of Petroleum Authority. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you.
Well, Engineer Hafiz, as we are approaching the end of the year 2022, could you give us your insight concerning the achievements that took place in the field of energy until now?
The achievements were really outstanding, because in view of COP27, all interested people are looking at climate change, and they don't want to hear about gas or oil for this matter, for the emission of carbon dioxide.
Yes.
And yet Egypt succeeded in developing a hub for energy to be between Europe and Africa and Asia, and use gas and hydrogen, the green hydrogen, mixing the two, because gas is a transitional, and the world has to phase out a bit soon also for the climate change to stabilize. But we produce gas, we made new discoveries. Lately we've made a discovery that tested approximate reserves of 3.5 trillion cubic feet, and the green hydrogen. The green hydrogen, I have attended signing agreements in COP27 with now importing green hydrogen, mixing it with gas, so the emission of carbon dioxide will be less than pure gas, and the energy will be higher in the calorific value. And this approach was very, very well received, and the ugly face of the petroleum looked brilliant in COP27.
Yes. Engineer Hafiz, the latest reports have showed that actually the field of energy have witnessed a leap since President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi came to office in 2014. So what were the sources of energy that were available in Egypt in 2014, since the President came to office and the President ordered or directed the establishment of projects to take benefit of these sources?
We were net importer of energy. Net importer. We became net importer of gas. We've been for some time net importer of oil, and we had tremendous shortage in the electricity, the secondary energy that we produce mainly from fossil fuel. In the last decade or so, or less than that, things have changed completely. We became net exporter of energy,
yes,
secondary energy, and we built the largest power station from renewables.
Yes.
And then we embarked on developing green hydrogen and the blue hydrogen, and this was a turnover from being a net importer of all products of energy to net exporter, and become a hub accordingly.
Yes. Engineer Hafiz, Egypt has also discovered new gas fields. Could you name some of them?
Well, I'm not familiar with the names, but the
importance of them, please.
Lately is
yes.
Tharwa, which is 100% Egyptian company, was part of the group together with Eni and other companies. Yes. And this is, to my mind and experience, quite substantial.
Yes.
3.5 trillion cubic feet of gas reserves, and this is after one well. And usually some offset well and appraisal wells may most likely find extension in different layers and aerial extension of the field. So
Yes.
this will encourage immediately all companies. It will attract them to run and start looking for the same concepts in the nearby areas when they are put up for tendering.
Yes. Engineer Hafiz, Egypt has begun exporting the natural gas. Could you comment on this point, please?
Lately, after the war, the market became very thirsty for gas because of the sanctions and because of the logistics of bringing the gas and the pipelines that were exploded, destroyed. So Egypt came and tried to use less gas internally,
Yes.
even if they replace it with fuel oil or gas oil, but to release more gas to export. They
Yes.
want to export the maximum capacity of the LNG, the liquefaction plants, to Europe and other countries, and they're also processing, they're developing extension for the LNG, and of course the pipelines to export to Jordan, to Lebanon, to places like this. So it was quite a watershed period to change from net importer to net exporter, and a substantial one.
Yes, yes. Engineer Hafiz, but also in the field of renewable energy projects, what were the most important projects during the year 2022? The renewable energy.
The green hydrogen
Yes.
is the use of renewable energy. Green meaning that you produce energy without the fossil fuel and hence no emission of carbon dioxide. And yes, when you do electrolysis for the water,
Yes.
it produces oxygen in the air, and then hydrogen is volatile, is not stable, but it carries the whole energy that at one time was tying the hydrogen and oxygen.
Yes.
So they capture it and use renewable energy to produce the captured hydrogen. And then when they put it in the fuel cells, they produce energy. So there is no emission whatsoever. So this has made the logistics of the renewable energy attainable and possible. When it was in the past, you have to store it, and the cost of and the technology of the batteries can store large amounts in the evening, to use it in the evening and store it in the morning, and intermitting. They always use another fossil fuel with it to make it. But hydrogen is really a breakthrough in utilizing the renewable energy to produce clean energy.
Yes, so Engineer Hafiz, Egypt is a green hydrogen production center. What are the most important qualifications that Egypt has become for Egypt that has become a green hydrogen production center, and your evaluation of the plan set or the national strategy set by the state for Egypt to produce the hydrogen?
Well, we're not producing the hydrogen yet, to my knowledge.
Yes,
because
but I mean the national strategy that has been planned or set, taking steps for Egypt to produce the hydrogen.
Indeed.
Yes.
But it will take. They have to study very well the safety and the midstream. The midstream, because the pipelines, for instance, that we use for gas cannot be used for hydrogen gas, because it erodes the steel, so they have to mix it now. they do that in the States, and either they move it as ammonia or in the vehicles, but they cannot use it. Pipelines are not fully developed yet. So there is an intermediate period where when we produce the gas, of course the other bottleneck is the water. Because to produce 1 liter of hydrogen, you need 9 pure H2O, pure water. And of course, so there are extremely interesting projects now going on to eventually produce the water that is capable of being electrolyzed and obtain hydrogen. So it's still, now we import. We know that we sign agreements, we import from Germany, from Scandinavian countries, the hydrogen, we mix it, and then mix it with 5%, eventually they go to 8%, and this will help using our gas without pointing fingers at us that we're using energy that emits carbon dioxide.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time. Also, thank you for your valuable information, Engineer Salah Hafiz, Vice President of the Petroleum Authority. Thank you very much for joining us over the phone. Ladies and gentlemen, a short break and I'm going to be back with you.
محدش هيقدر على مصر طول ما أهلها كتلة واحدة.
سوا سوا كده هنا طريق نمشي، سوا سوا نخاف من ايه، هنا حلمنا هنوصل ليه، عارفين طريق